Every single Manchester United fan has had it up to here with Manchester United players over the years. Ruben Amorim has reached that point already. This is a man who has built a managerial career from remaining composed and calm. Even after the game, I'll wait till the next day before I give my assessment on it. Not after the Brighton game. And I want to speak through the Athletics article which reveals the details about this dressing room bust-up, effectively, that happened after Brighton. I'm going to explain what I think the good things about it are and the bad, because there's definitely both. Let's run through the details of what actually happened. Ruben Amorim caused damage to the big screen TV in United's dressing room during a furious critique of his players' performance after the Brighton game. The United head coach unleashed his emotions after witnessing the 7th defeat in 15 games, fiercely voicing his displeasure at his team and showing his frustrations physically. Multiple sources speaking, anonymously, have told The Athletic that the TV used to go through the tactics was caught as collateral. Of course, everyone's going to be getting hairdryer reactions to this. Amorim's reaction was striking to those on the receiving end who have experienced angry managers before, but even more pronounced on this occasion because he usually does not say a word in the immediate aftermath of matches, as I just said there. As he has done his whole career, Amorim prefers to stay silent after the final whistle and instead go through analysis in the next day in a more sober fashion, but not after the Brighton game. And if you want to look at this from a good perspective, they're getting the hairdryer treatment. The players aren't getting away with it anymore. They're getting the Fergie treatment, if you want to call it that. I'll be totally honest, I can't look at this mainly from a positive perspective. I'm looking at this and seeing a manager who has built his whole career on not letting the emotions get control of him in situations where he otherwise would be in control. And that's what he lost. That's these players affecting Amorim to the point where that's why that comment after the game felt like a moment. I knew it did, because it was, clearly, because it was a moment where Amorim has gone, you know what? Screw you, man. I've been working my arse off on this training ground. I've spoken to you. I've put everything in. And that's the performance you're going to do? That's what you're going to show me? Nah, I'm not taking that anymore. The reason he has done it is to try and get a reaction. But realistically, part of that is because he's lost control of his emotions, because he is so frustrated at what he is seeing. And who can blame him for that? And that's where you go back and you swing back to say it's a good thing that these players get what has been coming to them for such a long time, but they've got it in every which way. Like, Erik ten Hag was a disciplinarian. What did that change? Ultimately nothing. Ralf Rangnick spoke openly and honestly about these players. What happened? Ultimately nothing. What will be the consequence of this? I hope ultimately something. I think partly this was a bit of a message. Look, I don't think Amorim lost control of his emotions and had the awareness to think of the impact in the three ways that Ineos would look at it. No. He was just so pissed off that he's elbowed a TV. Sod knows what he's done, but he's damaged the TV. I don't think he's damaged any relationship with those players. And if he has, do you think he cares? Do you think I really care? Oh, my God. I've really reached a new frustration point this week myself as a fan. And I can only speak about myself. But this is exactly why Ruben Amorim said that I don't want to come into Manchester United until the summer. Is there any chance we can delay it? He was given an ultimatum. You either come into Manchester United now, or the job might not be yours. It won't be there. So you make the decision. Ruben Amorim wanted the United job so much that he came in halfway through the season. But I'll tell you what it is now, right? These players have been, I'm not just talking about the squad, but just Manchester United players in general for the last 10 years have been dragging our club through the mud. And the reputation of Manchester United of being the team in the Premier League is a long gone memory. There's a generation of kids now that have grown up not seeing United winning the league. That's just par for the course. Now, that's just Manchester United now. And they're dragging their own reputations through the mud. But some of them, they don't seem to care enough to really cause that change. However, what they are now doing is dragging the reputation of Ruben Amorim through the mud. A reputation that he has spent the last 4 years crafting, decision by decision, going from club to club and moving through the ranks, maybe sometimes in youth positions. Play it slow. Come up into the sporting team and for 4 years build a squad. And remember how bad Sporting were before Ruben came in. It wasn't all smelling of roses. He cleaned up that mess and the players came on board, and he knows how impactful that can be. And he's now coming to United after 15 games and we've lost 7. We know full well that the squad is not built for the system just yet, but the squad is significantly better than it should be showing on the pitch. That squad is not bad enough to play like that against Brighton, or bad enough to play like that against statistically the worst team in the Premier League after 20 games. And that is why Ruben Amorim has lobbed the boot at the TV. That's why Ruben Amorim has flipped the switch. That's why Ruben Amorim went to the press after that and said that. He's tried everything he can at this point behind the scenes already, but he has reached that breaking point very quickly with these players. And coaches will know significantly more than us fans. All we can do is watch the game, maybe watch some clips from training, interpret what we can interpret. This is a man who goes into Carrington 5 days a week to train with them. He knows them inside out. And he knows clearly from that reaction that something else has to give, because the players aren't listening. They're either not capable or they're not listening, or anything else in between. I'd rather not hear more stories about my manager fucking having to bust up with the players, if I'm being completely honest. I'd rather a normal day of Barclays football, rather a normal day, a normal week of a Manchester United fan without the roller coasters. But the roller coasters, strap yourself in. We're going upside down, inside out. We're doing, I don't know what we're doing next. But will there be a reaction against Rangers? I mean, as if I would put money on it. There's no way that I would bet on these players to take that criticism, to take that moment in that dressing room where Amorim lost it with them, and to use that as fuel going forward, which is exactly what they should do if they're professionals and they actually give a crap. But do they? Really? Enough to do it more than Liverpool or all the good work that those players did at Liverpool away, Arsenal away, gone. And that's all down to themselves. I'm not surprised, all right, to hear that Ruben lost it. But that's how much Manchester United can affect you. Even after 15 games. Somebody who's so articulate in his press conferences, has carried himself so well, can obviously communicate, can tell players exactly what they want. Or maybe he can tell all those players what he wants, but maybe that's the ultimate point. It's not what they want. They want an easy ride. I don't want to have my legs burning in the morning with lactic acid. I want to chill. This is a problem. It's not Ruben Amorim who's the problem, but what's the reaction to this going to be, and what's your reaction to it? Let me know what you think in the comments below.